Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you and tell you how to tie a tight knot. This will be a full tutorial for beginners, so let's get right into this video. Now, there are many different knots that you can tie, and each of them is going to be a little bit stronger or weaker than the other. There's a strongest knot possible, and there are some, medium strength knots, and there are some weaker knots. However, there are certain things that you can do to make any knot that you are tying as tight as possible. So essentially, I'm going to be going over some tips that will help you make any knot that you're tying as tight as it can possibly be, okay? So essentially, I'm gonna be tying just a very, very simple shoelace knot over here, and I'll show you how to make it as strong as possible. So the first thing is that it needs to be balanced on both sides, okay? So as you can see right here, I have roughly a same amount of string. I have roughly the same amount of string, I should say, on both sides. Not a same amount of string, I have the same amount of string on both sides, give or take. It doesn't have to be perfect, and even if you have a lot more string on one side, it's fine, but the knot should be balanced on both sides. So meaning when I do my knot like this, so let's do a shoelace knot. I'm going to just tie a simple overhand knot just like this. And I do apologize if it looks like I'm struggling a bit. It's just because I'm looking on a camera screen, on my phone camera screen. So it's kind of hard for me to see, but I'm doing my best. So a single overhand knot followed by the bunny ears, as we like to call it. We're going to do an overhand knot with those two loops like that, just like that. So it doesn't necessarily matter if one string is much longer than the other one with regards to these portions of the string over here, but what matters is that the knot is balanced. You can see it does look balanced indeed. These parts are balanced right here. This is part of the knot. These are the excess. This is part of the knot. So the knot is balanced on both sides, okay? So make sure your knot is balanced on both sides. It will make it slightly stronger. The second tip is make sure that you have a good amount of grip. So with regards to this knot, you can see I have a good amount of grip over here and a good amount of grip over here with these excess strings over here. So with the loops and with the free strings over here, I have a good amount of grip, okay? The third tip is to pull it really, really tightly. So you want to make sure you pull it really, really tightly. And for this knot, I always like to hold these strings as well and while I pull the loop. So I'm going to hold these as well while I pull the loops like this. And the tighter that you can pull that knot, the tighter that it's going to be, okay? So I'm really pulling it tightly over here. And this is a pretty tight knot. Like I'm telling you, when I touch this now, it literally feels like a rock, okay? That's how tight it is. So don't be afraid to really give it an extra tug. It's gonna make sure that knot is super tight. And the last thing that you gotta know is that a double knot, if you can do a double knot on it, is gonna outlast and out-strengthen the single knot. So if I could do a double knot on here, which is just another version of what I just did, right? And do the same thing I just did with the double knot. So look at this, look at how loose that is, right? Now watch as I tighten it up. Watch this, like right over there, you can see, look at how tight that is. That's a double tight knot, okay? And a double knot will always sort of outlast a single knot in terms of strength and longevity, okay? So basically, in addition to those tips, the rope or the string that you're using matters. These are thin strings. These are thin shoelaces. So that means I can get this knot to be really, really tight. If you're using a thicker rope, but it's very spongy, then you can still get it to be very tight. If you're using a thicker rope and it's all hard like this, it will be hard to get a really tight knot. You can still get it tight, but you won't be able to get it super tight like this. So really it's, just a matter of combining all of these factors, and that is how you can tie a knot to be quite tight. Okay, a full tutorial for beginners, step by step with a few simple tips. And that's essentially it. This knot, I'm going to have to untie this eventually. I'm not planning on wearing these shoes for a while, but when the time comes that I have to put them on, it's going to be hard for me to untie this. That's how tight it is. Look at this. I can't even do this. It's going to take me a while to untie. But that's how to tie a tight knot, a full tutorial for beginners. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.